Welcome back to the channel. My name is Cody, and on today's tech review, we are taking a look at two new products by a company called Klutchtech. Now, these are designed to work with pretty much any model of the Tesla Model 3 and Y. Pretty much old ones, new ones, shouldn't really matter. Now, they sent these out to me. This is an Amazon Prime item, and they come in two different varieties. The first option is just the tray all by itself for $29.99, or you could pay $20 more and get the tray and hub combo option, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, together for $49.99. Now let's get inside and take a look what comes inside of these boxes. First up, we're gonna take a look at the one that comes with a tray. So you can see here that we pulled this out. On the very top, you have the tray. We'll go look at that in a second. Underneath of that, we have the actual charging cord. So they actually do throw in a charging cord in here. I don't know if it is an official Apple cord. It certainly does feel like it. Probably is not an official Apple cord, but it does feel like super high quality. And then underneath of that, we actually have the hub right here. It's got a nice little design on it. Got two USB-C ports, so make sure that if you're buying this and you're buying the one that has the combo, that your car does have two USB-C ports inside of it. So in other words, it's a 2020, basically it's a refresh Model Y or Model 3 for this. And I believe this also does work in the Model X and Y as well. So just, again, two USB-C. So if you have the version of two USB-A ports or one USB-A and one USB-C port, this hub will not work for you. And then last thing in the box is the actual clamp that's gonna go and attach the tray to your car. Now they also gave you this little bag. It looks like maybe some kind of instructions. So one thing that I found is really interesting about this tray is they didn't just put together just a simple plastic tray just in its simplicity and say, here, stick it here. They did, and I love them for that, but they took it a level further. What they did was they installed two different little spots here on the tray. This one right here is actually a magnetic spot. So what it comes with is this little round magnetic piece we're used to seeing that we put on our phones and clamp it to different kind of phone holders. Well, you can take this and stick it right here onto the tray. It's magnetic. Hear that snap? So you can put stuff there like maybe a cup with a flower out of it, or some kind of a, car freshener, whatever. Something you want to stick there and have it just magnet right there. Super cool. And these things, of course, are super cheap and easy, so you can grab a whole pack of these on Amazon for nothing if you want to swap them out, which is kind of neat. And then on the other side, they have this anti-slide, this kind of grip tape kind of thing right there. So if you have something in there, it's not going to move around too much. So here's how this thing is going to work. When you're inside the car, behind the actual screen in the car, this thing is going to sit there. All right, and how it mounts is really crazy. What it does is it takes this, and this is magnetic, and there's even a little arrow on there to show you exactly how to install it. And you're going to take it, and it's going to, hear that? Right behind your center screen. Very, very cool. Which, if you've been around the channel for a while, I cut my car and bring it all to pieces for installs. This is really great because there's no tape, no clips, nothing. Just listen for it. A super strong snap. Obviously, there's some questions I have about that. Is it going to move when I'm driving? Am I going to hear it rattling? Will it work with a pivot mount like I have on my screen? Although they did tell me they're working on one specific for a pivoting mount, so I'm assuming this is not designed for a pivoting screen mount. The whole idea is to maximize the space behind the screen there. As of now, technically nothing is there. You can't even see behind the screen. Well, if you take this and put it there, you got your Kleenex box, got your little flower, whatever happens to be, a couple pens, I don't know. Put that back there and you're not gonna see it as a driver, but you are maximizing the space. Now, obviously there's the thought, well, what if you look into the window and see it up there? You obviously people from the outside can see it, so you don't wanna leave like junk up there. Don't put your old hamburger up there, stuff like that, of course. But a Kleenex box can fit in here. Anything over, what is that, 9 inches by 4.7 inches will fit inside here, so pretty much your basic Kleenex box can fit right there. Now, before we get outside and take this thing and install it in the car and go for a drive with it and just see how well we like it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the hub that comes in the combo option that you can get for $49.99 on Amazon. And so right off the bat, what we can see here is we got a neat little design like we talked about earlier, but the biggest thing here is that it adds two USB-C ports. Now, the USB-A ports are 3.0, which here in the United States we should be able to still get, and the two USB-Cs go up to a maximum wattage of 27 watts output. Now you can tell it's plastic, you can hear it. You can see the construction on the back. Take a close look at it there. You can see the ports and everything. Make sure the Focus is good there on that. You know, it's $20 for the hub inside of the combo set, which I think for a hub that provides the same quality and the same power as a lot of the more expensive models that offer really the same things under the hood is really not a bad deal. The alignment all looks right, doesn't feel like any kind of a cheap plastic, and most of them out there are made of plastic anyway, so that doesn't necessarily set these apart from its competitors, other than the one I just reviewed recently on the channel that was made out of aluminum, but you're paying, you know, another 15 bucks more for it. And another thing that makes this set even better is I do give you a charging cord, and these things can range anywhere from $5 to, you know, $30, depending on if you're buying it right from Apple or, you know, whatever. And I don't know, like I said, exactly what the brand is of this one, but that adds value to it as well. So this right here is a pretty nice set if you want to add a couple more outlets to your car. Now remember that you already have two USB-Cs inside of your car. So what you're actually adding are the two USB-A ports, which are really good if you're trying to add controllers to your car. You don't need to use adapters. Maybe you play a lot of games, whatever happens to be, some kind of a transmission for, you know, playing music through a flash drive or something. That's where these things come in really handy, being able to add those USB-A ports back into your car. See, previously we only had USB-A ports, and then as things are progressing in life and things are going towards USB-C, Tesla switched everything over to USB-C. Now, the only thing left to do is to get out to the car, see how easy it installs, go for a drive, and see if there's anything that stands out. All right, now we're here inside of my car, and as you guys know, I have the screen mount that pivots in here, and I have a couple things coming out the back here. I have this, you know, wireless charger here. I have a mount over here for the passenger. So there's all kinds of stuff stuck behind my screen, but even still after that, with the pivot mount that I have, this thing is just, there's just no way it'll fit back there. As you can see, all of the mechanisms here and everything just will never allow it to get in there. It's just too thick. So let's get over to an actual original car and install this properly. All right, now I'm inside one of my buddy's Model 3. This is a 2019 SR. And we're gonna try to get this installed here. So you can see that the screen is quite a bit different than mine. It's got the original factory mounting setup there. So all we have to do to install this is take this tray right here and just set it down behind the screen. Okay, so it's gonna look like that. Then we just take this clamp like this with the arrow pointing in towards the screen there. We're gonna come up underneath of it. I'm not even doing this right now because I can't see. And it just snaps right into place just like that. So you can see here on the side profile how that looks. It's very low profile, not taking up a ton of space. Doesn't look like you added something clunky onto your dash or your car anywhere. And you could take things like you have this microfiber cloth and you can put it back there as a nice little tray. Really nice little feature. And sitting back here where I am, you really just can't see it at all. And I don't even have to drive this to know it's not gonna be moving around and making any noise, because I can shake it right here. There's absolutely zero movement. It's gonna be a solid piece. So my overall thought for these trays are that they are nice because they are very low profile. They fit back there really well. They were engineered really nicely. And if you're looking for a way to kind of maximize that space up there, and like my buddy who always kept his cloth there, it's a nice little place to actually put it. It makes a lot of sense. Now obviously, because that wasn't my car and I didn't have a bunch of stuff to put on there to really test out what all could fit while driving around, you kind of get the point and you can use your imagination. So once again, if you have more questions about this, put it down below in the comments. Leave a like for me. That really helps YouTube send this video out to people looking. And always make sure to go down below and check out the discounts and the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.